Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video we are going to solve 4 questions from probability topic which are referred from Edexcel GCSE paper 1H, that is higher tier paper, from 2019 to 2021. You will find the details of the papers referred to in the description box below for your reference, along with the timestamps provided for each question. So let us begin with the first question now. There are only blue cubes, red cubes and yellow cubes in a box. The table shows the probability of taking at random a blue cube from the box. The number of red cubes in the box is the same as the number of yellow cubes in the box. So the first sub-question is complete the table. Now here we have been given a table in which different colors and the probability of getting the different colored cubes is given. So the probability of getting a blue colored cube is 0.2. And here it is given that the number of red cubes in the box is the same as the number of yellow cubes in the box. So let us consider the probability of getting a red and a yellow colored cube as x and x. So here we have written the probability of getting the blue colored cube as 0.2, probability of getting a red colored and yellow colored cube as x. Now we know that the sum of all the probabilities will be equal to 1. So probability of getting a blue colored plus red colored plus yellow colored cube will be equal to 1. So here we get the probability of getting a blue colored cube as 0.2 plus x is equal to 1. Now x plus x gives us 2x, and let us take 0.2 on the other side of equal to sign. So we get 2x is equal to 1 minus 0.2. So simplifying this, we get 2x is equal to 0.8. Now let us divide both the sides of the equal to sign by 2. So we get the value of x, that is probability of getting a red colored and yellow colored cube, as 0.4. So let us write in the table now, that is 0.4 and 0.4. So this is the answer for the part A of this question. Now let us look at the part B. There are 12 blue cubes in the box. Work out the total number of cubes in the box. Now keep in mind this formula, that is probability of getting blue cubes is equal to number of blue cubes divided by total number of cubes. So you can use this formula for any kind of question. Now here, since we need to find out the total number of cubes, we have exchanged the places of these two, giving us total number of cubes is equal to number of blue cubes, that is 12 in this case, divided by probability of getting a blue cube, and that is given as 0.2. So let us divide 12 by 0.2 now. So 12 divided by 0.2, we have multiplied the numerator and denominator by 10 to get rid of this decimal point. So 12 times 10 gives us 120, divided by 0.2 times 10 gives us 2. Now 2 divides 120, that is 2 1 times is 2 and 260 times is 120. So the total number of cubes in the box are 60, and this is our answer. There are only R red counters and G green counters in a bag. A counter is taken at random from the bag. The probability that the counter is green is 3/7. The counter is put back in the bag. 2 more red counters and 3 more green counters are put in the bag. A counter is taken at random from the bag. The probability that the counter is green is 6/13. Find the number of red counters and the number of green counters that were in the bag originally. Now let us divide this entire question into 2 cases. That is, till this point is case number 1. That is, there are only R red counters and G green counters in a bag, and the probability that the counter is green is 3/7. So for this case 1, we can write the probability of getting a green counter is equal to number of green counters divided by total number of counters in the bag, and number of green counters is given as G. So we get G divided by total number of counters in the bag is red plus green. So here we have written R plus G, and this is given as 3/7. So if this is 3/7, the probability of getting a red counter is going to be number of red counters, that is R, divided by total number of counters in the bag, that is R plus G, is equal to 4/7. Because total has to be 7, so already 3 is being taken by the green, so the remaining 4 is taken by the red. So probability of getting a red counter in the bag is going to be 4/7. Now once we have got this, let us divide these two fractions which we have generated just now. So we have taken this fraction first, divided by this fraction. I have written it over here for you to understand. So I have taken this fraction and divided this fraction by this fraction. So we can see that r plus g and r plus g gets divided, giving us r over g is equal to 4/7 divided by 3/7. So 7 and 7 gets cancelled, giving us 4/3. So r over g is equal to 4/3. Now let us take g on the other side of equal to sign so that it multiplies with this fraction, giving us r is equal to 4/3 times g. And let us consider this as equation 1. Now let us look at the second case. That is, 2 more red counters and 3 more green counters are put in the bag. So the probability of getting a green counter is going to be now g plus 3, because total number of green counters has increased by 3 now. So g plus 3 divided by the total number of counters will change. That is, number of red counters is being increased by 2. So we get r plus 2 plus number of green counters becomes g plus 3. And this is equal to, that is, the probability that the counter is green is given as 6/13. Now let us simplify this. So here we get g plus 3 divided by r plus g, and 2 plus 3 gives us plus 5 is equal to 6/13. Now let us cross multiply. That is, 13 multiplies with this numerator and 6 multiplies with this denominator, giving us 13 times g plus 3 is equal to 6 times r plus g plus 5. Now let us expand the brackets. So 13 times g gives us 13g plus 13 times 3 is 39 is equal to 6 times r is 6r plus 6 times g is 6g plus 6 times 5 is 30. Now let us make r as a subject. So we are going to take plus 6g and plus 30 on the other side of equal to sign, giving us 6r is equal to 13g minus 6g plus 39 minus 30. So further simplifying this, we get 6r is equal to 13 minus 6g gives us 7g, and plus 39 minus 30 gives us plus 9. And let us consider this as equation 2. Now we are going to plug in the value of r from equation 1, which we have got, that is 4/3 times g, giving us 6 times 4/3 times g is equal to 7g plus 9. Now here 3 divides 6, that is 3 1 times is 3 and 3 2 times is 6 and 2 times 4 is 8. So we get 8g is equal to 7g plus 9. Now let us take 7g on the left hand side, giving us 8g minus 7g is equal to 9 and 8 minus 7 is 1. So we get the number of green counters in the bag, that is g is equal to 9. Now once we have got this, we need to find out the number of red counters also which are in the bag, and for that I'm going to use the equation 1. So r, that is number of red counters, is equal to 4/3 times g, and we had got the value of g as 9. So 4/3 times 9. Now 3 divides 9, that is 3 1 times is 3 and 3 3 times is 9. So we get the number of red counters in the bag as 4 times 3, that is 12. So number of red counters are 12 and number of green counters are 9. So this is our answer. Sally plays 2 games against Martin. In each game, Sally could win, draw or lose. In each game they play, the probability that Sally will win against Martin is 0.3. The probability that Sally will draw against Martin is 0.1. Work out the probability that Sally will win exactly one of the 2 games against Martin. Now here it is given that Sally plays 2 games against Martin, and there are 3 possibilities, that is either Sally could win, draw or lose. So the probability that Sally will win against Martin is 0.3, and probability that there will be a draw against Martin is 0.1. So now let us find out what is the probability of losing the game. So probability of winning is 0.3, there will be a draw is 0.1, So probability of losing the game is going to be 1 minus winning is 0.3 minus there will be a draw is 0.1. So here we get the probability of losing the game as 0.6. That is 1 minus 0.4 is 0.6. Now it is given that Sally will win exactly one of the two games against Martin. So here we have taken probability of winning exactly one game. So G1 is game 1 and G2 is game 2. So there is a chance that Sally will win the first game and lose the second. She has to win exactly one, so both cannot be win. So one she has to win or lose, or she has to get a win and a draw. So there is a possibility that first game she is going to win and she is going to lose the second game, or she is going to lose the first game and win the second game, or she can win the first game and there will be a draw for the second game, or the first game will be a draw and the second game she is going to win. So these are the four possibilities we can have. So the probability of first event is going to be probability of winning is 0.3 times probability of losing is 0.6. So 0.3 times 0.6 is going to give us 0.18. Similarly, probability of losing the game is 0.6 times winning is 0.3. So we get 0.18. Now for the third possibility, we get 0.3 times 0.1 giving us 0.03, or 0.1 times 0.3 giving us 0.03. So we have to add all these four possibilities. So that is going to give us the probability that Sally will win exactly one of the two games. So 8 plus 8 is 16, 16 plus 3 is 19, and 19 plus 3 is 22. So we write 2 here and 2 in the carry. So 2 plus 1 is 3 and 3 plus 1 is 4, giving us 0.42 as the answer. There are only 3 red counters and 5 yellow counters in a bag. Jude takes at random 3 counters from the bag. Work out the probability that he takes exactly one red counter. So let us first write down the probability of getting a red and yellow counter. So the probability of getting a red counter is going to be 3 out of total 8 counters. That is 3 plus 5 is 8. And the probability of getting a yellow counter is going to be 5 over 8. Now let us write down the probability that he takes exactly one red counter out of the 3 counters he picks. So the probability of getting exactly one red counter is equal to, there is a chance that he's going to pick up the red counter first, followed by 2 yellow counters, or there is a chance that he is going to pick up yellow counter first, followed by red, and again a yellow counter. Or we can see that he's going to pick up 2 yellow counters first, followed by a red counter. So out of the 3 counters he has picked, he picks the red counter only once, as we can see in these 3 possibilities. So let us now write the probabilities in terms of their numbers. So for the first pick, which is red, the probability is 3 over 8 multiplied with probability of picking up a yellow counter is 5 over 8. But here, since one of the counter was already taken, that is red was taken, the total number of counters will reduce in the bag, making it 7 times. Now for the third pick, one yellow is being already removed. So total number of yellows will also reduce by 1, giving us for the third pick 4 over. Total number of counters also will reduce, giving us 4 over 6. Plus, now for the first pick, it is yellow, which is 5 over 8 times. Second pick, it is red, so 3 over 7 times yellow again. So one yellow is already been taken, so it will reduce by 1, giving us 4 divided by 6. Or for the third possibility, we have yellow first, that is 5 over 8 times yellow is already taken out, so one yellow counter will reduce. And for the second pick, we get 4 over 7 times, for the third pick, it is red, giving us 3 over 6. Now here if we see the numerators and denominators, all the 3 are same. So we can write this as 3 times 3 over 8 times 5 over 7 times 4 over 6. And now we can divide this numerator 3, that is 3 1 times is 3. And it divides this 6, that is 3 2 times is 6. And 4 divides 8, that is 4 1 times is 4, and 4 2 times is 8. So let us simplify this fraction now. So here in the numerator we get 3 times 1 is 3, and 3 times 5 is 15, and 15 times 1 is 15, divided by 2 times 2 is 4 and 4 times 7 is 28. So this gives us the answer as 15 over 28. Now this is one of the ways of simplifying this fraction. Let me show you the second method as well. So here we are going to simplify each of this term we have got. So 5 times 4 is 20 and 20 times 3 is 60 divided by 8 times 7 is 56 and 56 times 6 gives us 336 plus the same thing happens over here. That is 5 times 4 is 20, 20 times 3 is 60 over 336 plus 60 over 336. Since the denominators are same, we can add the numerators, giving us 180 divided by 336. So if you simplify this fraction, you get it as 15 over 28, and you can also keep the answer as 180 over 336. So either you can use this method and write the answer as 180 over 336, or use this method and get the answer as 15 over 28. Both are acceptable answers. I hope you have understood all the steps and liked the video. And if you found this video useful, then check out this playlist where you'll find more examples of this kind. And if you're liking my videos, like, share and subscribe to my channel. And thank you for watching.